Don't even try it. We all sleep in a hoodie and a hat, don't we? And shoes. Sometimes I think my wife thinks I'm nuts. For real. Sometimes I'll be on the couch, daydreaming, and she looks over at me and goes, "What's going on in that head?" And I go, "I'm not sure you want to know." But the thing is this. There's actually pretty cool stuff going on.
Sometimes I'm just wondering if I'm dreaming.
I went to a retreat at a place called the Monroe Institute years ago about out-of-body experience and how to self-initiate an out-of-body experience. And they teach you that if you want to self-initiate an out-of-body experience, you can do it from dreaming. And so the guy Bill Buhlman would say throughout the whole day, ghosts, nothing I can do about them. It's the ghosts of the candy store. This place used to be a candy store. So that's the Royster family knocking stuff around. It's all good. Let me fix the light. And fixed. So they would teach you at this place that if you ask yourself if you're dreaming all day, then when you're actually dreaming, your body will know to ask that question. And if in your dream you ask that question, you can turn that dream, just a regular dream, into a lucid dream, and a lucid dream into an out-of-body experience. I've done it. So it works. I'm not just making it up because I've done it. And it's really cool. But today I'm talking about a little shift in that idea. And a conversation my wife and I had a couple of weeks ago. So Tina turns to me and she says, "What are you thinking about?" And I said, "Look, if you really want to know, you're going to have to close that laptop because this is not just some random thought. I'm over here daydreaming, but this ain't daydreaming about some little concept in my head anyway." I said, "Have you ever considered that everything is happening all at the same time in parallel realities and parallel universes, and that our consciousness is just laser focused on us being here right now on the couch talking about it?" And she said, "I've never given that much thought. That's not the way my mind works." And I said, "Well, it is the way my mind works, and here's what I'm thinking about right now. Dig this." 3 weeks prior to us sitting on the couch, I was in an ayahuasca ceremony. And I'm laying in ceremony, and I have a vision of us sitting on the couch and Tina turning to me and saying, "What are you thinking about?" And so at the moment that I'm physically on the couch, I'm recalling this ceremony. It just got my wheels turning. And so I go, okay, could I possibly still be in ceremony right now? Like, is this me from ceremony living this moment out, right? And I thought, sure, that could be possible, because that is possible. Then, how this weird thing works, the next thought is, or am I communicating now back with ceremony and affecting the rest of how ceremony goes, right? Because if I'm communicating with that moment, on one hand, I'm going, hey, maybe I'm still in ceremony and maybe I'm reliving this. And on the other hand, I'm going, well, you're not reliving this, but you're possibly communicating with your ceremony. And by doing that, does that change the path of the rest of the ceremony? I hope that makes sense. What that means to me is that every possibility and every parallel reality is happening at the same time. So what we think of as our past is happening now. We just happen to be, our consciousness happens to be laser focused on this moment right here, right now. So I was laser focused on being on the couch in that moment. Like that's where our consciousness lived. But it's very possible that ceremony was happening at that moment, that birth was happening at that moment, that being a 10-year-old was happening at the same moment. And so then I took it even further and I said, well, when you're a little kid, I can remember being a little kid and I remember a specific moment of sitting in my backyard, just daydreaming along, but I was like kind of communicating or trying to talk to or think about what I was going to be like when I grew up. Like, what is life going to be like when I grew up? I wonder, and I'm wondering this as we speak, is this the moment that I was thinking about? Like, could I possibly be communicating with that moment right here, right now? Like, is me doing this video affecting 8, 9, 10-year-old Kevin who's thinking of his future? And is what I'm saying right now going to change the path of where I end up? And is it what put me right here, right now? I don't know. I hope so. So I wonder if you can go back to past moments in life. Well, I know you can. You can go back to past moments in life and heal the things that need to be healed. I'm about to say to create this new future, but what I think I'm trying to say is if we go back and heal things from our past, can we communicate back to those moments that need fixing or that need adjusting? And will that, from that moment, allow us to shift into just a slightly different reality, which will affect our from here forward? It's really something to think about. Can I, or you, anybody, can we go in our minds, maybe in a meditation, maybe just in our minds, maybe just in thinking, can we go back to the moments in life that need to be adjusted, kind of retool them in the consciousness soup, and will that allow us to shift to a different dimension, let's call it, but a parallel dimension, and start living on that timeline as opposed to the timeline that we've been paying attention to? Food for thought, I suppose. So that's why I've gotten in the habit of just saying, am I dreaming? At least for me, that leads to deeper thoughts, because it's more just that day-to-day, like those moments where you go, wait, what? I hope this makes sense. Thanks for listening to my stuff. See you next time.